am back with part 5 of the Easter Parade Traveler's Notebook by Seneca Pond Crafts. And today, I'm happy to say, I get to sew in the signatures. And I know, this is probably the worst part to any journal making, is sewing in the signatures. Because, well, let's face it, it's a little difficult to try and get everything sewn in place and make sure it's all even. And we're excited to get it finished because that's, for the most part, the last step. At least it is for me in making a journal, is sewing the signatures in and getting everything just kind of finalized. I did put some tags in here. I'll take them out before I sew them. But there were so many that I actually made a zipper pouch, a lined zipper pouch for this traveler's notebook to go with it. So, let me go ahead and grab all the things I need out so I can get started on marking my holes and get my spine marked up and all that good stuff, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I already did a little bit of prep work. What I did was measured out on my spine piece that I'm going to sew onto. This piece will glue into the actual spine itself in the folder. But what I went ahead and did was marked where I'm going to poke my holes and the length of the actual paper, which the paper obviously is the size of my signature. So what I did was just cut a piece of paper, the length, it doesn't have to be the width, just the length of the signature itself. I folded it in half this way, and then I took a 1/4 inch down from the top and the bottom and folded it up. That is so that you don't try and sew way up here. You want to give yourself a little bit of room from the top and the bottom. Then I folded it in half and made a crease. And then from there took the bottom up and folded, and then the top down and folded. That way it gave me 5 areas, or 5 places to poke my hole. So then I just go in and mark where all the crease lines meet. I found this to be the simplest instead of trying to draw out a piece on another to do a template, because it never seems to be that any of my journals end up being the exact same measurement every time. So it does me no good to have a template, so I just make it as I go. And some people, they always have the same size books, or they cut them down. And I can't seem to get it right in that aspect. So I just kind of make shift as I go. So what I've done is, with the line that I drew, and I came down a 1/4 inch from the spine itself so that it sets center. The signature should set center. Say that 5 times fast. Into the spine, or against the spine itself. So where this crease line is, I'm just going to line it up to that long mark. Take my awl, my little pokey tool, and pre-poke my holes. And I use the same piece since everything is already poked into it and everything is already marked for the signatures itself. And then I just move it over to the next one. Make sure that's even. I don't want crooked signatures. That would not be good. Had another beautiful day today. But we are supposed to get thunderstorms tonight, and my weather radio has been going off like crazy. So I guess Kansas City is getting it first, and then it's moving this way. But it was already supposed to be here, but I guess now they're saying not until 1 or 2 in the morning. So I'm happy for that, but that can also be a tricky thing because those tornadoes like to stir in the middle of the night or early morning. So, all right. So let me take out all the tags that I put in here. So they don't try and fall out while I've got this thing inside out, upside down, spin around, trying to sew in the signatures. So. Like I said, I put quite a few in here already, and there are so many more. That are going to go in that little zipper pouch. Alright, so what I want to do is just make sure all my little coffee filters that I put in here are, and my little doilies are even, or try to get them as centered as much as possible. And this is the worst part to a lot of people. Because it can be labor intensive to try and get these signatures in if they don't want to budge. And some people just don't like sewing. I'm okay with it, so alright. Now I'm shifting everything. In my itty bitty phone book. Okay, hold that in place. Make sure everything's kind of evened up. Don't do that, silly. I didn't even grab the last page. Alright, there we go. Sure. I just like it. I know some people don't like to use the binder clips. They say they get in their way. I don't have a problem with them. Actually, I like using them. So, alright. So, one thing I want to do is mark this T. And let's see, we'll put the T here so that I know that that's the top. And let's see, I think what I want to do is start with my back one first since we're just doing 2 signatures. So that one's already binder clipped in place. Go ahead and pull everything out of here. I tell you, I've had so much fun playing with this kit. I really did. It's so adorable. And it just kept coming. There was so much to do with it. I mean, you could probably do 2 full different journals with this. There's so much. And there we go. All right. So yeah, it's important though to try and make sure everything is, I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly even, but at least, you know, try to get it as symmetrical as possible so that you don't have a doily or something hanging out the bottom or one or two pages that are offset, and because then it doesn't want to sit right in the cover. I know some people, they do theirs crooked, and I think though it's the look, you know, it's that style that look that they're going for, is to make it look jagged and rough and, you know, really grungy and misplaced. And okay, set that there. But that is not what I am going for with this one. About how thick that might make it with this, with these cute little rosettes on there. All right. Now, put my paper in the center. Finding the one that's been kind of flattened out a little bit. Pokey tool all the way through. Oops, sorry guys. I think it's because it's going through some of that. Oh, goodness, Denise. Did you really? Okay, there we go. I did. I shifted it. It's got to go through all the way through, and I think that little lacy trim back here is where that hole's going to poke through. So that might be a little bit of a struggle for me on that one. So, alright, let me go ahead and poke the holes into this one since we've got everything out. And it's already in place. There we go. Alright. So we got our holes for that. Now, we should be done with the phone book. So let me put some of this away and kind of get my area opened up a little bit, and we will start sewing in some signatures. Alright, I'm a little bit cleared up, just a little. And I think what I'm going to do, since this little coffee filter is yellow, I'm going to use some yellow thread in there. And then the other center signature is a bluish purple, so I'm going to use blue in that one just to sew it in. And I'm not going to use the full thickness of the embroidery floss here. I'm just going to take 3 strands of it. Same thing I did with the cover. If I can find the end of this. Where is it? I want to keep pulling loops and oh, is that it? Goodness. Alright. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, right? And that isn't even the end. I thought it was the end. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the end to this. Okay. I had to pull it all apart, and I guess there was a little nest, you know, a little nesty knot there. So now for this one I want to leave a little tail at the end because I think I am going to put a little charm or dangle or something on here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then normally I go 3, 3.5, but I'm going to go 4 this time. And I know I will never fit that into that again, so I'll have to use some tape or something with it. So. Okay. I hope you guys are getting a good giggle out of this, because I know when I go back through and edit this, I just laugh at myself so hard. Sometimes I wonder, what in the world am I thinking? Sorry, I'm like trying to pull that apart way out of camera. Here. There we go. Alright, set that piece aside. And find me a nice, oh, there goes my weather radio again. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, we got thunderstorms coming in. Hopefully it doesn't pick up too much on the microphone there. Yeah, earlier today I was watching a couple videos. Was it today? Might have been today. It might have been yesterday. I don't know. Goodness, come on. And a person had a train. I could hear the train in the background. And I had to stop the video because it sounded like there were, like, my speakers were messing up because it sounded like there were multiple trains or something. Well, when I paused the video, I realized we have a train. You can hear the train here. And it's a couple miles away, but you can still hear it here. That's what I was hearing, my train and her train. Alright, this is my second signature, so it needs to go here. So let me feed this through. Put my little end piece, clip it to my binder clipper. My binder clip. There we go. Hold that in place for me. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And through the middle. And then down one hole. Which is, I believe, the fourth hole. And then through our signature carefully. Sometimes you got to get it right back into the same angle you had it in the phone book to get it all evened up. And it's the top, okay. And this, my friends, is one of the reasons why this is a dreaded part of putting a journal together. Sewing the signatures in. Goodness, come on. Well, see, this is what happened with the last one. It was being finicky and fussy. And sometimes you just gotta kind of keep working at it. Because you don't want to push it through too much. Alright, let's see. there. Put my pokey through and my pokey tool through it, and it just went right through like butter. Alright, let's not twist up here. I guess this one is just going to be one of those that just wants to be a booger. Alright, here's where it might get difficult, because I got to poke all the way through that lace. There it goes, right there. Okay. Alright, let me kind of pull this a little tight. Alright, back up through that fourth hole. Hopefully it'll go back in. Look at that, right back through. Skip up to the second hole. Right through. Up to the top hole. And this one I think is going to be a little bit pain. So let me see if that hole is coming out. Okay. One's gonna be a booger. Worse than the other. Oh goodness. Let me get through the card stock here. Maybe if I get the pokey tool through there and I can use it as a guide. There we go. Ta-da! There we go. Alright, back through the second hole. And let me make sure get that a little snug. Back through the center. And it is going to be a long night tonight if that weather radio keeps going on. I'm going to get no sleep. I might as well just stay up all night crafting, right? There we go. And then I'm going to make sure it comes out on the other side of that. And pull it. Alright, I'm going to leave those long because I don't know how long I'm going to cut them yet. But that signature is sewn in. Yay! Number 1. Thank goodness there's only 2. Alright, so now we need to cut our blue. I do not want to lose the top to this pokey. Where did it go? Goodness gracious, Denise. Alright, I'll find it here in a minute. It'll show up. Unless it's already rolled off the table somewhere. And if that's the case, my Uber will find it later and it will just be lost forever. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So I have been going through my sari silk, trying to do some color, some like different color schemes, and do some little sari ribbon cards, sampler cards to put in the Etsy, and that's been kind of fun. Trying to. Now I know I just had that needle. Where in the world did I put it? There it is. Way over here. Yeah, to do a few of those and put those on in the shop. Those will be fun. Alright, so, and through our center. Leave me a long tail. Well, maybe a little bit longer. Alright. There we go. Sorry, my hand's all in your face, huh? And through the center hole there. Alright, down to the 4th. I don't know, it seems like I've been losing my voice or something today. I haven't been doing a whole lot of talking, so, which is unusual for me. I'm a jabberbox sometimes. Alright. Come on. Pokey tool time. Go through. Ooh, but it is getting warm outside. Humid here. A lot of people don't. I mean, it is humid in the South. Mississippi is extremely humid. I know that. But it does get humid, very humid here in Missouri. I think because our weather is so weird. Again. It's just going to be one of those things. And it happens. You get some journals that go in like butter, and others that just want to fight you. Up through the 4th, and hopefully we can find the hole. All the way up to the 2nd. Top holes seem to not giving me too many trouble. Too much trouble anyway. Up to the top hole. say that now. Poke another hole in there. There we go. There we go. And make sure that's pulled tight. Back down to the second hole. And through the middle. Hopefully. There it is. There we go. Now let's just make sure everything's tight. My needle up so I don't lose it, because I will probably set it down and it will end up right through my foot. And don't want that, especially not since my toe has finally began to feel much better since I broke it. Pull too tight and rip any of the signatures. That's one thing you don't want to do, but you want to pull it tight enough to obviously stay in place. So, alright, so my signatures are sewn in and they're looking good, nice and even on the top, even on the bottom, and they are ready to be glued into the spine. So let me go grab the cover and I will be right back. Alright, I am back. I still cannot find the cover to my little pokey tool, but it will show up eventually. Whatever. So, I am ready to glue the spine inside here. So, the fun begins. I have enough of this glue in here. I should have plenty in here. Make sure I glue over the thread, and it just helps to bind it. And I have got a piece of hair stuck between my fingers or something, and it is just going everywhere with me. Glue on there because you want that spine to stay in place. And yes, normally with a traveler's notebook, most people like to use elastic in there. I Could have put elastic, but I didn't have any. That is the circular style that looks like rubber bands. I didn't have any, so. And I really like sewing in my signatures. It makes it a more permanent kind of thing, so. Alright, so glue off of there. Get it evened in there. And I did find my little black block. Haha. That I like using to help. I lost it. I couldn't find it after I reorganized everything in here, and I couldn't find it. I said, boy, that's some organization when you put things away and then you can't find them later. Weather radio is something else. It just keeps going off. But this time of year, so like I said, I might be up all night crafting. That's okay. I'll be able to catch up on some other projects I want to do. And some other ones I want to get started on, so. If I am, I am. And yeah, I'm not worried about that. It's all pencil mark. I can take an eraser and erase that. So, and then I'm going to open up where it's flat here and just make sure that glue is spreading out in there. Really nice and even. I think this thing was supposed to be for like Mod Podge glue. I think I got it with like one of those little rollers, and I don't like that roller. I've tried using it for some other things. It just, I don't know. Maybe I'm not using it for the right thing, and maybe that's not why it's working very well. But it came with this little black block and this little rubber block, and I love this thing. It's so handy. I can flatten out all my glue pieces and everything else. So, alright. So now I just want to leave this to dry. Okay. And let's see. There we go. And let's see, what is thick in here? Yeah, it's kind of making it thick, isn't it? I may have to take that piece off because it's making it bubble too much. Don't like that. And just put a smaller something there. So let's see if we can fix that, because you know, we don't want all that ruining all the hard work we did with it. So let me pull it up a little bit. I just don't want to tear the paper all the way through. Because we can certainly use that for something else. Right? And then I think what I'm going to do is put me a little piece of lace or something there. Like right there. And sometimes this is what we got to do to make sure everything fits right and nice and smooth and easy, you know. Alright, let's see if we can trim this around the corners a little bit. Yeah, because I kind of put them in there yesterday, or earlier today, I should say. Well, yeah, I guess it is yesterday, because it's a little after midnight here now, so. Yeah, like I said, I'll be up for a while crafting, because the weather radio is going off, so. But when I had put that in the, look at that, that just fits in there nice and perfect. When I stuck them in here to kind of measure them a little bit, I had all those additional little tags in there too, and I thought, oh, I got to take them out. That's what's causing it to be so bulky. I didn't realize that that big flower in there was making it so thick, and I don't want to bow the inner or the outer over cover. Okay, let's see. I think I want a little blue. I think it's time for me to buy some more of these little flowers. I'm getting low on them. Uh-oh. What did I get on my finger? I want this on my journal. Alright, let me go wash my hands real quick because I got something stuck up underneath there and I do not want it smearing all over everything. Okay, whatever that was is gone. I just did not want it getting on my journal. You know, you spend all this time putting it together and making sure you got clean hands and all that stuff when you're crafting, and to get at the last minute a nasty black smudge mark. It's just like, where did that come from? Alright. I'm just going to pop 3 little paper flowers on here. A blue one, a pink one, and a white one. So. Should bring that bulk down a lot more. Kind of get it on there, a little symmetrical. Alright, so there we go. So should have brought the bulk down. I can always use the flower later on something else. Not a biggie. I'll just pull the paper and the glue off the back. So. Okay. Much better. Look at that. Much better. Alright, so what I want to do is put, I just want to make it simple. I think I'm just going to put 2 little Velcro tabs here. Or maybe I'll do them here on the ends. I don't know. Something else is still kind of thick in there, isn't it? What is thick in there? Oh. My charm. It's sticking in there. Okay. There it goes again. Told you. It's gonna be a long night. Oh. Must have been it. Must have been the charm was poking through there. So, alright, how do I want to do this now? Do I want 2 Velcro, or I could just do 3? I would do that and make sure it secures it for sure. So I think, yeah, I'm going to put one here, and one in the middle. And all I did was just got these little sticky back Velcro tabs. I think having 3, it helps distribute what it needs to hold, and you're less likely to have it come open. So, alright. Now I think, what part do I want the scratchy pad on? I want the scratchy part on the bottom, so let me place where I want them. Put one there, and one, let's see, about there. I know I didn't mark it, but let's see. Find kind of the center part here. 4/4. Probably right about here. So. All right. There's those three, and then what I do is I put just like that, so I know that when I pull my flap over, it should tack to the even side every time, so that way it's where it needs to be. I'll show you. Well, if it will come off my finger. I'm having finger issues and hole issues today. Oh, goodness. Issue after issue after issue. Okay, so don't want my thread there. What I want it to do is how I want it to close. I'll just set it on there, press down, and now it's right where it needs to be, right? So I think that is that close. I am just going to figure out what kind of dangle I want to put on the bottom down here. If anything, I might just leave them just like that. I don't know. We'll see. I still got some thought process to, or some thinking to do to figure out how to finish this up. And then I know I'm probably going to put some just a nice sari bow additional closure on it and put my tags back in it, but other than that, this is finished. Yay! Thanks guys for hanging out with me. I know most of you were probably just crafting and doing your own little thing while you were watching, and I appreciate it. But if you're just joining and you're curious to see how I put this together, you can go here, and there is a playlist that you can watch part 1 through 5 now and see how it's all put together. And also down below you can click the playlist from there, and also the link to Seneca Pond Crafts Etsy, where you can purchase this kit if you are interested. But thanks guys for hanging out once again. I appreciate each and every one of you. Next one will be the flip through. So, love y'all. If I don't see you before the end of the weekend, I don't know. It might be tomorrow. Might be after Easter. I'm not sure yet. But if I'm up all night, who knows? It might be first thing in the morning. But until next time, hugs, loves, and blessings. Mwah. Bye guys.